The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And welcome, everybody, to another excellent edition of the Power Trading Hour. It doesn't matter if you're Poughkeepsie or, Kissimmee? Kissimmee? I think it might rhyme, but we'd love to come to you at this time.
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
So what do we have? What do we have? A fairly big downpour. About 1 3/4% off on the S&P 500, down 66 points. Dow's down 527. Nasdaq's off 252. We're going to call it, and the Russell. I don't know. Oh, I know what it is. I got it handled. Something's going on here. I don't know. I hope it's not my headphones, but it kind of sounds like a torn driver or something going on. I guess I'll just have to ignore it, turn it down, and hopefully it goes away. Anyway, what am I looking at? Well, we had some fairly monstrous volume down on Wednesday, tried to rally, gave it up yesterday, back down, and of course, we're already at 20 billion shares, I think. Hang on a second here. Excuse me. We're at about 11 billion shares, so not quite the volume we had the other day on the down day of 24 billion shares. But at the same time, we broke through the low, and the question is whether or not we close through that at the end of the day. I'm not I am not bullish. I believe that we're starting a downtrend that will last a fairly long time, probably all the way through May. So I'm thinking that we get a good 3 months of extended winter if the little rat that comes out from underneath the hole sees his shadow. For a variety of reasons, some that you would like, some that you don't like. But we were up. We had extremely euphoric conditions in the market. Those don't tend to go away in a day or a week or a month. Those tend to last, a lot of times, an entire quarter. We also have stocks like Apple that were hitting 147 pre-market, gave it up yesterday, opened at like 142. Last I looked, it was trading around 130-ish. Was that about right? Let's see, AAPL, take a quick look. 132, okay. Which is down another 3% on it. And, of course, this was all supposed to be on great news. Did have somebody ask me a question already, and you can too, at path@tfnn.com. And he says, I saw you talking in the den, and you were saying something about think long, think wrong. And that's an old card-playing axiom. And that has to do with generally, if you are going to make a call in poker, the longer you think about it, the worse your decision generally gets. And there's two kinds of thinking. There's the kind that you have to think instantaneously or you'll be lost, or the long-term thinking. And generally, if you're looking at earnings coming across the board, I almost always assume that the market's reaction to the first move after earnings is probably correct. And the reason that is it just happens so many times. There's a lot of reasons for that Apple should have been able to hold higher. Mostly they have the biggest PR machine in the world. But if you go back to Monday and just look at the in the look back machine called the internet, you'll see 15 companies upgrading Apple on Monday and Tuesday. What did that tell you? These guys knew that Apple was headed lower. They wanted to get it up so that they could sell into any kind of movement they had. Ideally, if they thought it was going to go higher, they would have told you to sell. They would have bought your shares and then sold them on the bounce. Anyway, there's there's a lot going on in the market, and a lot of people believe that what's happening today has never happened before. Well, it's happened before. We'll be on with Tom O'Brien at 3:30. We'll talk about a similar kind of thing that happened in 1999. A lot of people have forgotten about it. A lot of people still not around from that time frame, or just never paid attention to it at the time. The difference is that it's just at a much larger scale. As the markets grow, everything becomes a much larger scale, and the effects of those also become much larger. But if you think that Reddit and the Robinhood is something new, it's not. It's just an evolution, as I like to say, with the history that we talk about every day. It really doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme, and it's pretty close to what it's going on. I wrote about it in my newsletters today. I think it's one of the most teachable moments of this week, and we'll talk about it with Tom O'Brien and see just what he remembers of the time. I think maybe if we jog a little bit of memories out there, it'll come back to him also, if he didn't know it already, which he may. But that's it. We're going to talk about that. Now, the first thing we're going to do after we go to the break is go to look at all the stocks, and probably on a day like this, your favorite website from NASDAQ. But we're going to be going through all the stocks that were halted today. And then we're going to go through all the stocks with massive short volume, because if we do get any kind of movement in this market, and if you've never lived through a short covering rally when a market's come down like this, it's always interesting. But you know what? We broke through the previous low. It's a Friday. You're probably going to sell by the end of the day. It's tough to think you're going to have a much bigger thing, but people will say, well, it's all over. And generally in a declining market, they'll do that 3, 4, 5 times, thinking that we're going to go back up and test the high. And then they'll turn and go south on you. And then everybody will be incredibly bearish. It'll be very hard to actually get short anything, because everybody, as soon as it goes up a quarter, they're going to be going after it. But as I said earlier last week, I thought we'd made a fairly decent high. I think we're going to be selling down, and I think by May we could get into the mid 3,200 range on the S&P cash. And there's a lot of reasons for it, but not just one, but a lot. So I can't put my finger on one thing, but I think it does have a lot to do with a lot of stuff. Well, when we get back, we'll do the quick history. We'll get into the stocks that were all halted today, and we'll see the results. Then we'll get into the stocks with the massive short sellers in them to see whether or not we can find some intraday trades out there if the market does. We'll be back in a minute.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
On this day, 1964, Stanley Kubrick's black comic masterpiece, Doctor Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb, opens in theaters to critical and popular acclaim. Movie's popularity was evidence of the changing attitudes toward atomic weapons and the concept of nuclear deterrence. The movie focused on the actions of a rogue U.S. officer who believes that communists are threatening his precious bodily fluids. Of course, great movie. Everybody should see it. But, the hysteria of that time never lived out. I remember how many people told me that Reagan was going to kill us all. I'm always kind of rationally optimistic in the long term. And when anybody tells us the world's going to hell in a handbasket, I don't pretty much pay any attention to them. Things have just really gotten better and better over time. We tend to always take 3 steps forward and 1 or 2 back. But over time, things get better. Okay, first of all, I'm going to race through these stocks, just take a look at what actually all these halted stocks that have been gone after by the gangs of the internet. This is AMC. It was halted earlier. Not a lot of volume out here. It is up from yesterday, a little bit of a gap. The high today, $16. What's the current price on it? $12.10 off of $20.36 yesterday. Is that right? Yeah. Kang, what is this? CANG. Kango. This one had a little gap up, or decent sized gap up. Another day to 1960. Back down to $13.30 today. And 14.21 is the last tick I have. Now, remember, these are all the ones that people are chasing around. This one I'm pretty sure got hit very early on, right after the open, because everybody ran it up. Eurodry, EDRY, $11.94. And, of course, that got to right now, $8.26. So kind of a 30% pullback in a day. EXPR, another one. This one, not as bad as some of the other ones. Certainly had its day a couple of days ago. But on the cancel list for a lot of these people like, all the big retail brokers, I guess I have to say that. Fossil had a huge short position on it. They ran it, and it goes away in a day. I think the lesson here is I'm going to say that you're playing whack-a-mole with these, and when you get the cash, just get out of them. The idea that these things are probably going to run several days before everybody decides that you can't trade them on their system, probably over. And as soon as they were popping this morning, they were going after them and putting them on their no-fly list. GBR, $30.99, back down to $11.60 today for the low. GME, another one, GameStop, up to $4.83, down to $252.01 today. Again, all these things were halted. Probably the biggest loser, I don't know if it's in this sector or someone went after it short. I know that the iRhythm Technologies is the biggest loser of the day, unfettered by that. It still got halted. But the loser of the day, 286.19 a couple days ago, down to a low of 135.65. The CEO sold a ton of the shares, and that hit last night. And as soon as it started trading this morning, what was it in the? I want to think the little kind of Tyrannosauruses in the movie. Raptors. That's what I'm thinking of. These things, they're like little raptors. As soon as they see it, man, they were all over it today. But they were able to short the living daylights out of this extremely quickly. And, of course, it was bad news already. But what I'm saying is that you may look at this and start saying they've been driving all these stocks up. In a down market, they can easily go after the weak stocks, too. Jupiter's what? Velociraptors. Okay. That's what I think. But everybody just calls them raptors, right? I don't think it. KBS Fashion, not a big deal on this. Costs was one of the ones they drove up to 127.45 yesterday, back to a low of 53.45. And again, these things are going to get halted more and more as life goes along. Caspian Holdings, this one didn't do much. I don't know why that one was stopped. LGHL, Lion Group, they were talking about this one in the den early in the morning, up to a high today of 420, and of course back to a decent gap up at $3.49. LLIT, another one that popped huge yesterday, $17.14, back down to $7.50, a low today. NM, Navios Maritime Holdings. And, of course, this one actually a little higher. They got it to $5.31, currently out at $4.25, but still a little higher. NUZE, nice spike to $10.87 today. That is $8.92. So 20% off the high, really trading back to where it was yesterday. PZG, Paramount Gold, one of the people were really piling on this morning pre-market. I heard a lot of discussions about it on some of the news sites. Got to a high today of, what was that, $1.59, back to $1.14. SIEB, the broker, dealer, this still way up, but $18.50 for the high, trading out at $9.95 now. STRR, Star Equity Holdings, to high of $385. Not bad right now. $360. Could be worse. TRIB, Trinity Biotech, $6.30 for the high, trading out at $4.99. So down $1.30 off its high. Still just barely over the high of the 25th. TRX. And that's Tanzania Gold. Another one up to 191 this morning. 69 million shares already today. Of course, that was it. The high 191, currently priced out at 86 cents. So if you're chasing these, they're the quick and the dead. Just be warned. When we come back, we'll look at stocks that may turn the other way because they have so many shorts in them. Maybe not as many as the super flaky stocks that just went.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get them, folks.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we're going to rip through the most highly shorted stocks. I sent out a update around noon or 1. If we get anything going on here, you might see some rips. Probably Monday, I don't think today. Going into the end of the weekend, we'll take a quick update here. Very tough to get on a down week. I had another question during the break about fund buying. Fund buying is 80% of the time is up, and you got about a percent or 1.5% bias to the upside. The downside is when it's not up, you got about a 3% bias to the downside. So anybody looking at what's going on during fund buying, the last 2 days of the month, last 2 trading days of the month, and the first 3 trading days of the month are fund buying. Look for it to be, on average, down 3% if it doesn't go up and close out 1% higher. And my guess is you're not going to get that 1% higher. The odds are you're probably going to be somewhere around 2.5% or 3% to the low side coming into Wednesday. Now, we're going to go through stocks with massive shorts. As I said, if you subscribe to my newsletter, you can find out exactly how short these are. If not, you can just look them up. They're pretty much everywhere that you can find. I just do a scan for them and go a little bit deeper than most people. Stuff used to be easier to find. Now I got to do it all myself. But there is that. Analog devices down on fairly light volume, testing the previous day of the 27th that had 5.6 million shares with a 1.6. So you're starting to get into what should be support. My belief, though, is that these are going to bounce for a little while and then break support. AG, which is First Majestic Silver. These are popping, already have, so probably not going to be something you want to chase. But this one was massively short. Someone got it. Maybe you get an opportunity to buy it on the pullback. But again, maybe I'll talk to Tom about why everybody's shorting these $1 stocks in the gold and silver market. This is insane to me. A Genius, not much going on in this one. Really got kind of a sell signal a few days ago. Not exactly sure why everybody's short a $3 stock, but they are. Angie's List, probably a perpetual short. This company's been in business for 25 years, never made money, still kind of plows around, finally turned around slightly, made a little money for a while. I don't know if they're not making money now or what, but massively shorted. Could be one of the drive-by shooter teams from Reddit puts an eyeball on that. So you might want to keep that on your radar. AON is the symbol on this one, getting down to support, which should be around 198 to 200 bucks. Got to 202 this morning, trading at about 204 now. Don't see much in that. ATHX, Aether Systems, just in a trading range, but again, 3 days of lighter volume on that one, and a ton of shorts. ATI, Allegheny Technologies. This one's actually kind of interesting to me because it came down on fairly light volume today. But it could have bust through 20. If it does, on short covering, you can get about 24 bucks out of it. ATUS, Alice USA. This one did come back and test its breakout area just a little while ago. I don't know enough of it to understand why everybody's short, but it did give a fairly good signal a few days ago. Gapped up on the November to the 23rd with 15 million shares. Got tested with 8.5 million shares a couple days ago. Up yesterday with some decent volume. Down today, not much. Maybe it'd run to 38.30, but again, massive short positions. Certainly you don't want to be shorting these stocks, I don't think. There are a lot of stocks out there with almost no short interest, and why we've had a fairly decent pullback and why I suspect we're going much lower. These stocks that I'm showing today, my guess is that you want to be long them during the bounce, but out before the close. If anything starts moving around, probably Monday too. I don't think that you're going to get a lot before the end of the day. Brookfield Asset Management, just kind of going sideways here. And again, if you want to short stocks without a lot of short interest, because those are the ones that fall off the side of a building and splat on the ground. If there is a lot of short interest, it's you've got all those people buying every pullback and trying to cover their shorts. And it just makes it painful. So much easier to find stocks that are not heavily shorted to be short. and there are a lot of them. Down on light volume, Bed Bath & Below. You got a couple of lows out here. Fairly light volume. And again, a ton of shorts in this thing. You might see something else going on here, but probably is going to hang out about $30 for a while. They may give another run to that one. Franklin Resources, BEN, kind of some dark cloud cover on fairly light volume. Could get back to about $25. Again, unless the market bounces, these things are going south. But keep an eye on them. And if they hold up through the worst, when the market does turn, even if it's for a handful of hours, these things can rip. Be a jolly ripper, as they say in Australia. Baker Hughes, back to some sport line. Not a big fan of being in the energy sector. Oil, maybe. But I don't think we're going to see any kind of a thing in the new regime here in the United States that does anything that helps out the price. The price of people in that sector, people that help produce or move or transport or look for it. Very little out there that's going to be going their way. Blooming brands, kind of a doji out here, not doing much today on light volume. That's why I suspect maybe some of these will have a good day on Monday. Biomarine Pharmaceuticals, BMRN, coming back to support. This one actually doesn't look so bad. Last low, 3 million shares on January 12th. You got about 538,000 shares today. Biomarine Pharmaceuticals. I'll have to look more about that on the weekend. BWA to Borg Warner actually had high volume out here at the previous high of November 11th. First time up there on November 11th, 2019, a couple of years ago. A date in history, $45.53 on a million shares. You spiked it with almost 8 million a couple of days ago, and now you're pulling back. That one may be interesting on a short squeeze. Certainly wouldn't be one that you thought about a whole lot. Clear Channel Outside Holdings. I'm not exactly sure what happened to this one, but they dropped the chalupa today. If that tick is right, maybe they spun off or did something else. Maybe somebody else knows. We're going to break. We'll be back. We're going to try to go through the rest of these massively shorted stocks to see maybe Monday, if you get a little bit of sand under your keel, the ship doesn't sink. Well, if you get a bounce.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Are China A shares hot or not? If you trade China A shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A Share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
And as we come back, is that right? Yeah, off 77 points on the S&P cash. Dow 30 down 606. NASDAQ down 299. Russell 2000 down 29. Anyway, question about the IBB. I suspect support comes in around 150. And both Congress and the current regime running the country have talked about price controls and some other stuff that probably won't be very, in the short term at least, favorable for anybody in the bio space. CERN, C-E-R-N. Can't wholly spell the whole thing. A little tick down. And some people asked me during the break what's going on here. I think you're going to see a lot of these probably set up double repo patterns. This one, not so much. But we've got the first break of 3x3. So that generally means you're going to have a handful of days underneath it. You're going to break above it, try to go back above it. The next, everybody probably thinks this is a big move down. But what's going to happen is we're probably going to go around sideways for a little while. You're going to break above that, going to have a couple of days above it. Then the next move down is going to be a bunch of candles like this one right here. But not a lot of volume today. That's why I suspect that this first leg down is probably going to have a few days sideways into next week. But my guess is halfway through next week, we're probably going to see the same thing that we've seen the last couple of days. CHGG, which is Chegg, very light volume on that one. We'll have to see. As I said, I think there isn't going to be a lot of buying going on, probably go sideways for a handful of days on a lot of these. They're going to get into this downtrend line. They're going to break above it for a little bit, maybe a day or two or three. And then the next move underneath it, you're going to see these stocks also take a big hit, as you probably have seen the rest. So sometimes that takes longer, but a lot of times just a handful of days. CLVS, which is Clovis Oncology, massively shorted. So, you're back at, this is one that's actually back to the trend line right now on half the volume. So you may want to keep an eye on that one come Monday morning. If it breaks through that before the end of the day, it still hasn't broken the trend line. It's just pulled back to it. That may be one with all that short position in it, might have a good ripper if it goes a little higher. To Campbell Soup. This is one that I talked about the last 3 times we've talked about short positions. Everybody just massively short this thing as if no one's going to eat soup ever again. You got to think that there's just not, unless they put rat poison in the thing, are really everybody going to give up on Campbell Soup on the same day? It's going to be a long, dragged out thing if people go to another soup like Progressive or something like that. But this is actually breaking through the uptrend line that goes back to the 20th. but no juice in this. That's, again, you got a lot of shorts, a lot of people always buying it no matter what, and slowing down its move if you're a big short seller. CRE went to 126.56 on January 14. It's been moving back down and lower, 97.02. Again, if you just turned on, whatever you want to talk about 1960s lingo. These are stocks with massive short sell numbers in them. So give them a wide berth if you're thinking about shorting them. And at the same time, if you want to play them for 4 hours when we do get a bounce, my guess is that 4 or 6 hours may be the length that you get a bounce out of these. Carvana, CVNA. I said I actually saw somebody unloading a car off one of these, so they must be real. Pretty light volume out here today also. Got a question from Pete. He wants to look at Macy's. What do we have? Well, certainly a blow-off top spike, $22.30 with 80 million shares back down to 15.07 today. I just don't know how these malls ever come back. I mean, I just think it's over a matter of time. It's just dragging it out. But Macy's, I think, is no different than Radio Shack or Sears and Kmart before it. These things are just going to take forever to die. Ramen noodles taking over. Okay, that's a good theory. Deutsche Bank, we talked about this one the other day and how short everybody was and why this thing, after 3 years of everybody saying it was going to go bankrupt, never did. Of course, the government's always give in and throw a little bit of extra cash into the dumpster fire that is Deutsche Bank. Not a lot of volume today. I don't think that one's going to have a big short squeeze in it, though. Dynavex Technologies just kind of going sideways here after a big day with some volume on the 25th. Again, a lot of short interest. If that gets going, see $8 out of it. EGHT, which is a kind of like a Zoom, been around forever. I told my brother to buy it at $6 a whole bunch of years ago, and of course it did nothing for like 15 years. Actually would end up being okay for him, but 8x8 down, not much volume. I think really to drive that stock, you're probably going to need some bad news on the COVID front, and it's been pretty much nothing but new. Callaway Golf, I'm wearing their shirt today. They did not sponsor me, though. I need to get people to start paying me to wear their T-shirts. Be a social influencer, like they say. Anyway, kind of soft. I mean, you're almost in February now. 2 more months, everybody's going to be back on the links in the Great White North. That's anywhere north of Florida for you guys that live in Lutz. Hard for me. This is the hottest sector in the world right now for team sports, better than football, basketball, hockey, or anything else. Man, I'd have to think that I'd take the other side of what's going on in Callaway Golf if everybody's that short the thing. EQH, Equitable Holdings. Take a quick look at this. Back to support level. Yeah, I don't see a whole lot in that. Okay, Empire State Realty Trust, ESRT, tested the previous high, did so on 1/4 of the volume. Still wouldn't short it. Not going to short a $10 stock. I really like over $30, 25 at absolute minimum. And people that are short a $10 stock are just asking to get their pockets picked. Fate Therapeutics, actually back to some support levels. If it would close back above the 3x3, you might see some decent short covering. 121.16 to $80.51. So you got a $40 swing. Just figure a 3 or 30% pop probably gets you to 95. If you bought that.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as,
whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step by step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you'd invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today. With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
And Fate Therapeutics got to 121, and we talked about that. Fold, F-O-L-D, Amicus Therapeutics. Back to what should be a support level, fairly light volume today. And we'll see how the volume comes in at the end of the day. But, remember this, when those shorts have to cover, you can always, it seems you can get 15, 20% in a rip fairly quickly. And, of course, I don't think a lot of people have been in the kind of rips. If you started trading probably since 2010, you may have had some small versions of it, but you haven't had the really massive rips that you've had in previous bear markets like 2000 and 2008. So just be, I think we've entered a bear market. I think it's going to go for a while. You're going to have, you're going to sit on your hands if you're short. You're going to have sheer moments of terror interspersed, a whole week, nothing going on, and, 5 minutes of terror as the stock rips the other way on you if you're short it. But just get ready. It is a different market being on the bear side. GERN, not a bad day today. This one spiked a little higher. Again, stocks that are about $1, $2 with massive short selling. You got a bit of that 189 today, and of course, trading back to 179, so about a dime. But market starts going a little bit better. You can get $2 out of it. GLUU, Glue Mobile, what do we get? $8.80. That's about it. We'll be back with Tom O'Brien at 3:30. We'll be talking the history of what's gone on this week, since it has happened. We'll be talking about Apple versus Intel into the Thunderdome. Other things, Intel with video cards. Hopefully think of next. Sell when you can, not when you have to. See you Monday.